Dima Yoya. All right.
You have to finish sharp.
בסדר גמור. Hilchos Teffilin, Likutei. We're holding in the middle of Sif Gimel. So we said this whole inyan of Teffilin is B'chinat Zikaron, v'Zikaron b'Einecha. The main Zikaron is Talui b'Einayim. It says that the main Zikaron is in the eyes. The evil that did not have any glimpse into this world whatsoever. He's blind. He doesn't look into the world at all. So the main thing.
So look at that Ayin Vav. You see, this mamish connects this likud of the evil. You get it that Ayin Vav. This speaks about the Zekin Ayush Wanag between evil. So you said yesterday, oh, Shlo Hayelo Shun Istakis Mizera Olam Kalam. So the Tikun Hayinayim.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Because it's really, you know, when you look at the Chazal, just look at the world, there's so many Chazals that speak about looking at the world. But at the same, you know, and the Rambam said, how do you come to Yerushalayim? You look at the world. You see the world, see the thing that Hashem made. And then you come to be in awe of it. And then as you become in awe of it, you come to a madrega of Yerushalayim. But here, it's even beyond that. It's a totally different approach. Not even to look at the world b'chlal, because the moment you look at the world, it already makes an imprint of the finite, because it doesn't allow you to go to the infinite.
Yeah, but the thing is that you must also say that we're really talking about two separate things. The looking at the world, we're talking about the Vadai V'Pshit is not to see what you're supposed to see, but the Pshat is that you don't look at worldly inyonim. Things that happen, you know, what this one did, you know, what this one did, you know, what that one did, you know, what happened, and this and that. That's Pshat looking at the world. It's not that you tie up your eyes and
you're
you
not looking at the world. No, if you're looking at the world to see the Halachos in the world, that's one thing. This is brought down Likutei Maran. You look at something and see the Halachos.
That's something else.
Something else.
You know, then basically you're using the world to see that which is beyond it. Right. That's something else. But looking at the world is looking at the world like an end to a means. You know, this is the. That's the tachlis, to find out, you know, who won the championship or who lost or you know, who. That's the pshat looking at the world. The idea is that Rabbeinu says that we learned that kol dibor she'ein bo tov is not called a dibor. It's called, it's nonsense. I mean, it's like reading. People understand that this world, there's no mamoshes in this world. There's no. He says, read last year's newspaper. Read last year's newspaper. Go ahead and read it, and they found and this, you know, what happened in Chechnya, and it's not Chechnya, it's Chechnya. No, it's not Chechnya, it's Chechnya. And you know, and this one, no. Give the people the thing today. They tell me it happened today. Wow, this is so important. This happened last year. Last week. It's you know, you wrap fish with it, right? This is what everything that happens in the world. People say it's important, that it is this, it is that. It's shtuyot. But the minute that you look at it, the minute you have a staklos on it, you know, you're being sucked into it. You see this, you don't see it for a million. That film is that it can, if you remember, Rabbeinu says in Torah Lamed Ches that Teffilin is similar to Dveikus. You know, of Dveikus and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you know, of Teffilin. Dveikus, this is Zikaron, this is Dveikus and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he says like this, when we finish this, Mevish HaPasuk Zikaron b'neinecha Yansham, ki Teffilin P'chinas Moichen de Gadlus. The Teffilin is called Moichen de Gadlus, it's expanded consciousness, Upchinas Das and Moichen. when you're aware of what is really going on and what counts, כמובן בתור ידיר שהוא השם וסימן למצרים. וזה בחינת תפילין של ראש ושל יד. This is the secret behind the תפילין של ראש ותפילין של יד. דף סמך בייס. סמך בייס on top.
Right side?
Yeah, וזה בחינת. לא, that's the left side. The right side of סמך בייס. That's it.
What os?
וזה בחינת תפילין של ראש.
What os?
We're in the second paragraph of Gimel. וזה בחינת תפילין של ראש ושל יד. This is the secret behind the תפילין של ראש ותפילין של יד. שיש בשניהם 8 parshas altogether. There are 8 parshas in them. 4 בשל ראש ו4 בשל יד. 4 parshas in של ראש, and 4 parshas in תפילין של יד. In תפילין של יד it's all in one bais. In תפילין של ראש it is in 4 different batim. כנגד השמונה זקנים הקדושים and all. This is each one is parallel to one of the eight sages on the tower. Shem Baal HaZikon. These are the one with the memory. Shu B'chinas Teffilin Zikor Menanecha. This is what the film that are the essence of the memory between your eyes. כי ידוע בכוונס, it is known כוונס אריזל, שתפילין של ראש מבחינת דחוירו. The tefillin של ראש is the male, is the משפיע. התפילין של יד מבחינת נוקבה, and the tefillin של יד is the female aspect, is the makabel. And the klal is that tefillin, and the tefillin in general, altogether, the totality of the tefillin מבחינת moichin de'ibu bet the gadlus. What this means, I don't have a clue, and one should say so. וזה בחינת קלוס התפילין עם בחינת מויכין דאיבו בס דגדלוס. What is מויכין דאיבו בס דגדלוס? As we said, we don't know. וזה בחינת הזקנים הקדושים. This is the aspect of the heilig הזקנים, all the elders, שזוך למויכין גדולים כל כך, that they were זכר to such incredible מויכין, עד שכל אחד זוכר לזכור להשיג יויסר תעשכולו שנעשו אימו בתחילת הילודה. Until each and every one of us, of them, was, merited to remember and to attain more of the very beginning of what happened with him in the very beginning. And the more he attained, the more he was able to perceive, and the more they were able to raise themselves and to ascend, the more they remembered past things. These are 8 elders, and they're basically divided into 2 times 4. The 4 parshas of Yad, Tefilin shel Yad, and the 4 parshas of Tefilin shel Rosh. The first 4 elders that had this heilige pride, with their memory, from the point that the seed has exited the source until it got to it was planted, and everything else until the birth, until the baby is born. The one that remembers when they were carrying the seed to plant the fruit. This is the transference of the drop. The one remembers the beginning of the formation of the fruit. And the third one that remember when the candle was burning. This is all the days of gestation. And the fourth one, which is the last one, he remembered the main end of his birth. That's the cutting of the umbilical cord. This is the beginning when he came to the world. These 4 were written here, from top to bottom. It also says that here he wrote it the opposite of the way it is written in Spur Maisis. It says, this is because I had to start now from the fourth one.
Chronologically, it's so correct.
Yeah, this is, so the order here was switched. This is basically is the main thing. It's the same thing, I'm sorry. So we find that these four stories, this is tremendous extolling of the miracles, the tremendous miracles that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has done. Mashanasa im Avlad etzel Imoy, what the Vlad did, when he was already by his mother. Okay, these particular attainments, this represents the awareness and the mentalities of female, which is Mekabel. This corresponds to the four parshas of Teffilin Shel Yad Shemorchen the Nukva. That's the brain, which is the female side, the receiving aspect. And these aspects that these four elders foretold, this is the aspects of light, water, and heavens that the Zohar Kodesh says and the Kavona say. In the very beginning, when the drop goes out, that's the one that told about where the bringing about the transference of the tipa of the seed. This constitutes the light, because it's still not formed in anything. This is just the potential. When it started forming, in the very beginning, it corresponds to the level of water, which is in between light and Metzias. And then when the fetus was forming and developing in all the days of gestation, this is what we call Shamayim, that this is the beginning of Shefa. When the Pchinas Rakia Shamayim is done, then the baby is ready to come out into this world and be born. All this is the secret behind Tefillin, the principle of Tefillin. This is gestation and birth. All this is behind the secret of Yetzias Mitzrayim. But the first four Zakenim, in other words, the ones that even be above that, their story is whatever happened with whatever was going on with the construction of the drop itself. This is before it came inside his mother. They remember when the tipa was still in the mind of the father. And the sight and the taste and the smell, these are the three aspects of human spirit which exists, which have shaychus with the body, because the body has the nefesh, which is the thing that keeps the motor running, that keeps the body alive, and you have the ruach, which keeps him moving, the ruach ha'odam. The behemoth also has a ruach, and then you have the neshama, which is already the connection to the Eloki. Now the very lower edges of the neshama are actually in the body. The bulk of the neshama is above the body. The first two, the ruach, the nefesh and ruach, are in the body itself. But the neshama is just that it's melubish in the ruach, which is melubish in the nefesh. The two other beginners above that, the two other beginners, which is Chai Yechido, this is already bichlal, not in this world bichlal.
So we pray for.
Ma?
we pray for Matar. Matar is Rashi Tevot of Marei, Tom, and Rhea.
Right, wonderful. וזה מראה טעם וריח שבחינת נפש רוח נשמה שמשם חלס המשוחס המחשבה. This is where the beginning of where the מחשבה comes, שנמשכת ממוקם שנמשכת, when the thought that comes down from the place it comes down, מאילה לאולול, from reason, from cause to caused, מאוילם לאוילם, from one universe to the next, משכל לשכל, from one seichel to a lower seichel, Shem Chis Neshama, Ruach V'Nefesh. This is coming down. The Neshama is the higher Bechina, which dwindles down and comes down to Bechinas Ruach, which comes down and fits a little lower and becomes coarser until Mesev is Bechinas Nefesh, Achin Sov HaMachshava, until it coarsens to the Machshava center, Shalyodo Hisavus Atipo Akdosh Vlad. And this is the center that actually constructs and puts together the drop from which the blood is going to come. And all these four aspects, they are all by the Father. This is the aspect of male. This corresponds to Tefilin Shel Rosh. As the Arizal says in the Kavanas, this is the male mentalities. Because the tefillin themselves are actually a manifestation of what we call the rectification of the beard. This is we have the 13 tikkunei dikno, the 13 tikkunim of the beard, when the spheres mature before the shvira, before the shattering of the vessels, the spheres were 10 spheres, simple spheres. All they were just receptacles to receive. They were not givers, which is the reason why they shattered. But after the tikkun, after rectification, the spheres themselves were divided into 5 groups. And these 5 groups are called the partsufim, the personas. And the personas become the archetypical family, so to speak, where you have the keser, which is it's called Arich Ampin, the long face. Part of it is called Atiko Kadisho, the holy ancient. This is the grandfather. Then you have the Chochma, which is the father. You have the Bina, which is the mother. You have Zer Anpin, which is what's it called? This is the son. It's called the small face, which is the son. And then you have the Nukba. You have the Malchus, which is the female, which is the daughter. And later on, it becomes the Kala of Zer Anpin. And each one of those 5, even though they constitute originally from spheres, you know, the Atiko and Arich Anpin are the Keser, and the Ava, and the father is the Chochma, and the mother is the Bina, and the Zer Anpin is the 6 spheres of Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and the Nukva is the Malchus. It's still called Malchus afterwards. Nevertheless, each one is a complete persona and Metzias, and therefore each one of them is comprised of esospheres, of 10 spheres, which is when Rabbeinu told us that the Ikeh Chilbuch Chasodim V'Gvuras is in the Das of Zer Anpin, if you remember that. Because Zer Anpin itself is a full persona, and as a full persona has 10 spheres, and in the Das of Zer, this is where, you know, the Chasodim V'Gvuras come together.
DNA is the 10 spheres.
These 5 personas basically, they represent the Tzelem Elokim. Because the union of Naseh Adam B'Tzalmeinu V'Kidmuteinu, we will make man, in our form, in our shape. People usually understand that, that a person has the same form. It's not only that; it's in our form. If he was B'Tzalmeinu, which means the tool with which we form man, will be Tzalmeinu. The Tzalmeinu is the keli, is the instrument with which is the blueprint of the human being. So therefore, you have this whole Metzias. The Metzias HaOdor is koilel all these things, and the union of the beard is the union of the Zok, and the union of Keser, the union of the we're talking about a level when people get old, and you can ask me, I'll tell you. When people get old is where the usual squabbles of this world don't concern them anymore. I mean, less and less and less. Close the door. The squabbles of this world don't concern them anymore, and the things that really matter to people, that when they're young, they constitute just the trials and tribulations of time and place, when this world looks like as if it's a something. But the closer you get to the Tachlis, the more everything, the temporal loses its meaning. The inyan of Zokin is the inyan of Rachmonas. And we're talking about the Tikkun Atik, when we're talking about Tikkun Dikna, we're talking about the rectification of the beard. There's the 13 midos shel Rachamim, there's the 13 traits of mercy that over there already, whether you are entitled, to compassion, or you're not entitled to compassion, it's already beyond that. This is the sword of Hashem, Kel Rachum V'Chanun, Erech HaPayim V'Chesed V'Emet, the 13 names that the Kodesh Baruch Hu gave Moshe Rabbeinu. When push comes to shove, and that's the end of everything, you still have this inyan, V'Chanot Asher Achon, I shall, reprieve, that whoever I shall reprieve, which means even if he's not worthy of reprieve. And this is a Bechina which is beyond time and place, because time and place has a measure to everything. In this world, once you go over a certain, that's it. I mean, what can you do? You can't drink poison and expect to live. I mean, it's like there's a limit to what this world can be, but beyond that is of Tikkun Dikno. It says, "Ki Teffilin themselves, they come, they manifest themselves Tikkun Dikno from the rectification of the beard. This is the elders shebekdusha. Shehem kulam b'fchinas Tikkun Dikno kadisha. They all represent the rectification of the holy beard, the holy face. Shemisham ikar zikna kedusha. This is where the zikna kedusha comes from. B'chinas hadros pnei zokim k'yedua. Hadros pnei zokim means the splendor of the face of an elder. The ikar kedusha samoichin shel tefillin, and the main kedusha of the tefillin. Mamshichin ma'azokan ha'elev ha'gadosh b'kulam. The ikar kedusha of the tefillin, the main source of everything, it comes from the highest elder of them all, who is the youngest of them all, who is the blind beggar, who was a total baby. He is the source of the sacredness of old age. All these 8 zakenim, all these 8 elders, which represent the 8 parshas of the chapters of the Tefillin that is written on the scrolls which are inside the Tefillin, the phylacteries. They are all malbushin to this zokan, this supernal elder, true Iver, that is blind. But his own moichin, that which gives him birth, It is impossible, it cannot even manifest itself in the parshas, in the scrolls of the Teffilin. That's the reason why you have 8 Zakenim and he is above them. There's no parshas in a Kenegdoi.
Is that the Saras?
I don't know, we'll find out soon, I guess. He is really above everything. He's the source of everything. From him we receive, all the Moichan of the film receive themselves, they all manifest themselves from him. He combines all the elders of Mekdusha because he is a part of infinity itself. That's the reason why the awareness and the mentality and the intellect of his intellect, it's not even called a memory. Because the Teffilin are called a memory, so his memory is not even called a memory anymore. Because he said he remembers all of it and he remembers nothing. You have to understand, this is what he remembers nothing in our language means that it means a shlila. I don't remember anything. Well, he didn't say that. He says, he says that besides that, he says which means that he also remembers nothingness. He also not remembering anything at all. He has a shachas not remembering at all, because not remembering has 2 aspects to it. Like Rabbeinu says, the ultimate knowing is that you don't know. He says, but this does not come to mean that not knowing anything, that's the tachlis. That's the ultimate is that you know so much that you come to know nothing. It's not you don't begin to know anything, but that you know everything and you come to know nothing.
That's negative attributes. How do you come to know Hashem? You know everything what Hashem is not. What you're left with is nothingness. That nothingness is Hashem. It's also a far.
It's a way of
concept.
It's beseder.
Nirvana is reaching nothingness. Is nirvana.
So beseder. So the because this is the song of everything.
He doesn't need to say who it is over here. I know it's off the subject a little. Look at why.
What?
למה הוא רק לא אומר מי זה? הבית לרשמני.
That's not Shmi, it's Tichi.
This is all the 9th
Oh,
one.
this is the 9th.
Yeah, you have eight of them with specific memories,
And this one's above them all.
and he is above them all. That's the blind beggar.
So how come he doesn't say that?
He says that. He says that. Let's not jump there. Let's not jump there. No, he says mefurash. He says, "Ikadlush Teffilin, amoichin shel Teffilin, mamshichim ma'azokon ha'elim ha'gadol שבכולם, שהוא יניק שבכולם שהוא הבית לעיוור."
כן, אבל לא אומר מי זה. לא משנה.
מי זה העיוור?
He's a evil. We all know who this is.
Yeah.
What
person?
He says Rav Nosson starts the story saying, how can Rabbeinu tell the story of all these Zakenim?
He knows. Okay, good.
Because you have to have
The story
it.
doesn't have an end.
Yeah, the story.
I'll tell it later.
Rav Nosson says, Mashiach will come, we'll hear it. He says, "Ve'az וזוכר כל זה, he remembers all that, ואין זוכר כלל, he doesn't remember it all. היינו, שאף על פי שזוכר הכל, even though he remembers everything. כל מה שהם זוכרים, all that which they remember, כי הוא כל מכולם, he's comprised of all of them put together. כולם מקבלים מויח, וזיכרון שלם רק ממנו, they all receive the מויח and the memory just from him. אף על פי כן, המויח שלו, אי אפשר לכונן של זיכרון כלל. His moyach cannot be even called memory at all. כי הוא גבוה מזיכרון ושורש הזיכרון. Because it is higher than memory, and it's higher from the source of memory. כי נכלל באינסוף, because he is included in infinity. כמו שכוסף שם. ועל כן, אינו מורד בשום פרשו, That's the reason why it is not alluded to in any parsha. Because it is above everything. It is the source of everything. And the main moichen of the film, the mentalities of the film, are b'chinas chayos de kedusha. Shezochen that film. This is the holy life force that one attains through film. Because the mentalities is life itself. The effect of chokhmah is to give life, is to vitalize, is to rejuvenate. As Chazal said, anybody that puts on film attains life. Hashem is upon them, they shall live. And as it is said, Kavonas Arizal about the film, Eke, Havaya, Eke, She'olim Chaim. He said, Tefillah Shel Rosh is the three shemes of Hashem, Eke, Havaya, Eke. Aleph K, Yud K, then Yud K, Vav K, and then Aleph K, Yud K. She'olim Chaim, together is Gematria life. Excuse me. Shem HaMoichin, which is the Moichin, and Sham. Ki HaMoichin Shel HaTefilin, because the mentalities of the Tefilin, the awareness of the Tefilin, Nimshochem Mibchinas Tikun Diknu Kadisha, it comes from the rectification of the holy beard, Kamur B'Kavonos, Shem Klainis HaZakenim HaKadoshim, which is the totality of the holy Zakenim, Sheshor Sham HaZokan and Alien, and their root is from the supernal elder Shu Iver, that's the blind beggar. Sheispor that had the holy pride, Shuchai Chaim Aruchim Be'emet. He really lives a long life. Because he is absolutely old, and he's absolutely young. Because he didn't even begin to live. And even so, he's tremendously old. And the entire time in this world doesn't amount to him even to an eye blink. These words that we are saying and we're repeating, we sound extremely wise and sagacious as we speak. These are words, these are inyon, these are issues that are totally concealed. But Atik Yomin, but the Spheres HaKeser, which is beyond Spheres HaKeser, is Oilemas Ensof. And thought cannot even have any tfisa in the Mechlal. There's no grab, it's totally unfathomable. And there's no man on land, and there's no man on land that can explain, that can solve the meaning of this and to foretell the secrets, this secret. Yes. Since HaKadosh Baruch Hu had Rachmonas on us, and these words have already left the Rebbe's Heilige mouth, and was already written, was already formed in Ksav, and it was Sefer, and see, it was printed in a Sefer, which means it's accessible to us. It behooves us to dig into it and to find some kind of remez in a way that we will able to awaken ourselves from our slumber. That is the goal and the aim of the Rebbe's Heilige goal in the Maaseh that he told us, in order to wake up all the people that are sleeping their lives. As Avinu says in Likutei in teaching number 60, There you will learn the greatness of these Sipurim Maaseh Shebchinas Maaseh Sheshonim Kadmonios. These are stories of ancient years. Bchinas Atik. This is the ancient. Bchinas Ados Ponim Shekol Hashivim Ponim Shebatorah Nivshochem Mehem Ein Sham Eitev. Rabbeinu explains that there are 70 facets to the Torah. You know, the word facet, when we hear it, right? That's what I was about to say. I understand the joke that I usually say, that, as I was saying when I was rudely interrupted.
Very excited.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm just kidding. I'm funning you. I'm messing with you. As it says, the facet is face. The facet is the face that is facing you. This is the side that is facing you. This is a face. We have 70 such faces to the Torah, which means there are 70 ways with which we face HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We face the reality of our existence. You can face it this way, you can face it another, each way according to the way he is, the way he grew up, nature, nurture, the whole, super ego, id, whatever you want to call the whole spiel together.
What is it called to fall from the faces?
Okay, and when there are 70 ways of approaching, all the 70 faces together is the Shivim Nefesh of Bes Yaakov. They constitute the totality of this Yisrael. When a person falls from that, from any kind of aspect, Baruch Hashem, I'm a good yid and everything else, whatever it is, only when it comes to business, sometimes I get headache, I don't see so good, I get confused.
My pen slips.
Yeah, I know. Like, whoops, what is this $100 bill doing in my pocket? How did he get there? I don't know, it's a mystery. Or everything is okay, we learn and we teach and whatever it is. But, we can look at movies every once in a while. What's wrong with that? Only clean ones, Hallmark movies, and it's not, but it's, each one according to his own little thing. He falling from one facet or falling from another facet. And as long as, and he says, and the way around, and when you talk to somebody falling from a facet, B'kedusha, into this world, basically is a parallel aspect to being asleep. Yes, you're awake, you're walking around, you're doing everything, but you're really asleep. You're like a zombie when vis-a-vis what you really should be doing in this world. You're busy with that which is totally irrelevant and immaterial. So it's called that you're asleep. Now the way to wake up from a sleep is you can't, because when you speak to people directly about, yo man, what's wrong with that? What's the deal with you? Right? What do you do? He can't even hear you because his face is no longer there. You can talk to him and he knows on principle that you may be right, but the words don't go inside the ear. He doesn't even hear you. Yeah. But it's like this whole Indian of our, right? Like this whole Indian of our mortality is something which is so difficult for us to digest. When Lo Aleinu V'Lo Aleichem somebody gets the machlas, suddenly, wow. Just to say, until now, what did you think? You're going to live forever? Yeah, but what? We're all pre-terminals. Yeah, but means I'm asleep. And there are 70 ways of showing this. And so the way to awaken somebody up from his slumber, we learned one in Chesfei Chadal. This is of Ramen, thunder. Because when they said that people have trouble with their diets, until they get until they get a wake-up call of some kind of a coronary or whatever, the cholesterol, triglyceride, whoa, suddenly suddenly dies. If they have a heart attack, forget about no problem, they lose weight, they stop smoking, everything else. But what did you do? He was asleep. So one way to wake up is ramen, but there's another way to wake up. Of Sipurim Maisius, when you evoke a slumbering aspect of a person's awareness using an art form, a story, or a melody. These are mysteries that draw an awareness from a shirish, from the inner aspects of a person's nefesh, and you can sort of like wake them up through a story. But there are people, Rabbeinu says in Torah Samech, that fell from all 70 aspects of the Torah. Like there's nothing left here. There's no way to wake them up, because that nekuda, their inner nekuda, there's nothing to hold on to it. The Sipurim Ma'ases, the usual stories and tales that you say, the allegories you can say, they can only attract that which, if there is something there's something which is still, there's some kind of cognition left. The minute that the people are asleep from all 7, they fell from all 70 facets of the Torah, there's no way to wake them up with regular stories, with stories of this world. But you have to resort to what they called Sipurim Maisis Mishanim Kadmonius. These are stories from what you call from ancient years, which means this is from the sphere of Kesser, from the level of Kesser, which is beyond the Moichin, which is beyond the mentality, which is beyond anything which is manifested in this world.
It's stronger all to wake him up.
So Mimele, this already wakes up the shirish of the person.
Reboot.
Exactly right. It's a reboot of the neshama from its source. Thank you very much. This is a very good, very apt allegory. So this is the matter we're talking about. So all the others that came in, Abchin Sipurim Maisis, Mimas Olam. This belongs in the world. But the Maisis of the Zokan Aiver, the blind beggar, that is beyond time and place. Yes.
Yeah, the first one. Okay. You missed it when we read the story.
Referring to the Chacham, referring to
the blind beggar. The first one that came to the kids.
No, so the 8 Chachamim are in this world. That's and the blind bettler, who is the 9th one, who is the Shosh of all of them, he represents Sipurim Maisis Mishonim Kadmonius. He's talking about the allegories that awaken with as...
The 8 were Bethlehem.
No. There's the Canaan. Yeah, the 7 Bethlehem's they come afterwards. They come afterwards. There's separate Maisim. This is a Maisa of the blind bettler. That's the first Maisa of the 7 bettlers. It's taken with 1 bettler, and the 8 Zakanim are part of his Maisa. The whole story of 7 bettlers is comprised of many inner stories.
The Nesher HaGadol, is that this?
What?
Who's the Nesher HaGadol?
The Nesher HaGadol is B'chilas Moichin. It says Kinesh Yer Kinoi.
So
the Nesher HaGadol is this is the source of where no, it's beyond.
It's a beautiful
So where's the Nesher has nothing to do with this. The blind beggar is the.
The Nesher is the descending of cognition. Kinesha Yorkina. Yorkina is this Oras HaMoichid.
So it's Kolel, all those guys.
We don't know. We can hypothesize it. I can invent something if you need, and no problem. But we don't know.
I had one more question on that. You said that there's 4 and 4. The last one of the, I understand Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama is the last, the 3, and the fourth one was, how do you explain it? It's Machshava. What is that referring to?
The in of Sechel itself, Bechlal, what the thoughts, the cognitive thoughts in our minds, or feelings, are all projections on the screen of our minds. What the thoughts themselves are beyond that level is totally beyond us. You don't have any cognition of your seichel.
So this is beyond Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama.
Yes.
There is some sort of thing, and then beyond that.
Yes.
So is that like Keter to Ein Sof kind of thing? There's something beyond the Neshama, and then there's something beyond the Neshama.
That's right. You have Chai Yechida.
So where's Chai Yechida? Is Chai Yechida the fourth guy, or is it the fourth parsha? Or is that...
If he says Nefesh Ruach Neshama, which means the Chai Yechida is beyond that.
So then that will be the fourth parsha.
No.
The Iver is the... No, the Iver has to be even beyond.
I don't know. Listen.
It's hard to catalog.
It's hard enough to understand what we said until now.
I'm just trying to think on a push level.
Maybe the
Who's the eighth guy?
is the Chai Yechida.
It's very possible.
It's hard to know.
You can stop this so we cannot.